Have a look at Matthew 13 verse 7. Then compare that to Matthew 13 verse 22. We're looking about seed that grows up around thorns. God has called us out of the world. We need to be different to it. God knows that we are surrounded by temptation and distraction. But why do we need to be different? Looking at 1 Peter 2 verse 9, we see that God isn't interested in Christians who look and sound like the world. God realises that we can become lukewarm, that we can become distracted by what goes on around us. For there are many, many distractions. The physical can easily take over. In Revelation, he speaks about lukewarm Christians, people who are not on fire, people who are in the middle, not really living it, not really not living it. God doesn't want us to be that kind of people. He wants the spiritual to overtake the physical in our lives. Luke 16 verses 10 to 13. There are two masters. The master world wants to give you greed, selfishness, money, and make it all about you. But the God master wants you to live for everybody else, selflessness and giving. How can those two things coexist? God has called us to repent, which means to stop what we were doing and turn around and do the complete opposite. Not do some things God ways and do some things human ways. God knows that we're going to be unfortunately tempted and distracted on occasion, but that's why Jesus came to forgive, not to condemn. 2 Kings 12 verses 1 to 3. Israel tried to go for God, but they kept their high places, worship temples and statues and pillars that were to other gods. Don't really know why they kept them, but is that a symbol of where we can be? If we keep certain things, sacred cows as it were, then maybe we can be distracted, maybe we could become lukewarm. The Jewish festival of Passover teaches the Jews to remove yeast, saying that a little yeast makes the whole bread rise. Just like sin, a little sin can completely irradiate us. Let's remove the yeast. Let's remove the sin from our lives. Let's look to God and really think about what is distracting us. Can we remove the thorns from around our hearts so God's seed can grow?